to know it.
And
right?
feel different.
And feel different, right? They are trying to get families to reconnect again, to sit and watch their favorite programs. New programs are going to be on the platform. Some of your favorite personalities from in South Africa will be on the platform, returning shows that have different time slots. It's going to be a brand new era, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited about the fact that they are, their core mission is to get people to be reconnected again. Because I've said it before, we are way too much on our phones these days, and we live separate lives. Each one has their own bedroom and their own TV. SABC2 is saying, stop it now. In 2026, we are reconnecting.
Absolutely. We're very excited. And if you check out their social media pages, you'll get little snapshots, not only from the launch of the new programming, as it were, but also get a glimpse into the new shows, from the news to new talk shows, and just a beautiful new energy and a new era, as it were. So we're going to discuss what caught our eye for this Thursday.
What caught my eye, rather sad. Horrible things, as Donald Trump will say. Horrible things are happening in Nigeria.
Leave him out of this.
No, horrible things are happening in Nigeria because more than 160 people have been massacred. Gunmen stormed villages in Kwara State, killing entire families, burning homes and executing civilians. Mmatsheko, civilians. It's being described as one of Nigeria's deadliest attacks in months, yet outside of Africa, it barely scraped headlines. And that's the real scandal that we want to talk about, is that if this had happened in Europe, it would dominate global news cycles for weeks. Donald Trump will be talking about it. Somewhere in Europe, they'll be talking about it. There'll be emergency summits. There'll be hashtags, all these things. But because it happened in Nigeria, it's treated as background noise. Another tragic African story filed under complex security issues and quietly moved from. What's even more disturbing about this particular story is where it happened. Kwara, the Kwara state, isn't supposed to be a frontline state. This it wasn't the usual Boko Haram epicenter in the northeast. It's signaling right now that the violence is spreading and Nigeria's security crisis is leaking into places once considered relatively stable. Where are these security forces? And how many more rural communities are sitting ducks right now? Again, we ask, when these tragic things are happening in Africa, why isn't the whole world raising an alarm, headlines left, right, and center? But our thoughts go out to the families and the people of Nigeria who are living in fear right now in those states. It's just horrible, horrendous what's happening in Nigeria. That's what caught my eye.
We need to actually get a human rights lawyer and talk about, just the rights of the people and where they stand at this time. Yeah. It's the year 2026 for crying out loud.
And we're still dealing with this?
And we're still dealing with the same issues from the 60s, before Nigeria even got their independence.
Horrible.
Very disturbing. Another disturbing story, news coming out of Southern Africa, a huge loss to the community of conservationists, wildlife enthusiasts, are all mourning the news of the passing of Georgina Kamanga. Okay. She was affectionately known as Gina, and she was known as a fearless and deeply committed fighter against poaching in her home country of Zambia. And her work, I think what's wonderful is that her work wasn't just local. It became an international story. If you are a big Netflixer, you may have caught the documentary Ivory Game. Mm-hmm. And that was basically telling the story of the work of Georgina and the work that she was doing in wildlife conservation and the prevention of poaching. And it shone a global spotlight, actually, on the fight against wildlife crime in Zambia overall. So it's just such a tragic loss. She was born in the year 1978. She passed away today, as I understand it, if not yesterday. But it is really sad. There are a lot of people that I've seen from Zambia that have shared very fond memories of going to the University of Zambia with her. And what makes their stories even more personal is, yes, they went to school with her, but they also track the fact that she's always just been qualified for this, if we could use that term. Very passionate woman, very principled. So she was a perfect fit for the space that she was, in terms of, just coming in and being so brave in fighting wildlife crimes, as it were, in Zambia. So may her soul rest in peace. Georgina Kamanga, may we never forget that name.
That's what caught our eye this afternoon. We're not trying to sound all doom and gloom, right? Yes, tragic, horrible things are happening. There was speculations and talks around potentially having a 500 Rand note in South Africa. I don't know if that is finalized or if that's going to happen or not.
It sounds like hyperinflation is about to hit the road.
500 Rand note, and then the 10 Rand into a coin. Right? I'm trying to think. We already have used up all the big 5 animals. For the 500 Rand, what are we going to use? Which animal would you have there?
I don't know. All 5?
All 5 on the 500. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah, all 5 of them to represent the 500. But that's
actually not a bad idea.
We need to interrogate this from an economic perspective, because this doesn't sound like a good thing.
Well, from an economic point of view,
Yeah.
I'm talking just from a design. Just design. Let's stick to
from
design.
a design point of view.
I don't mind that, actually. The big 5.
All of them on the 500 Rand note, yes.
Because for a second I was like, you know what, probably the most valuable brand right now in South Africa is probably the Springboks. Maybe it could be a Springbok on the 500 Rand note. I don't know. Anyway,
do you have a boka for me?
I have a boka.
Thank you. Can I have a boka?
I have a boka.
Thank you.
I have a sia there. I have a kolisi there.
I love it.
It's 3 minutes before 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's take a quick breather before we get the latest news at 2 p.m. Central African time.
Mmatsheko. Nakasumbala jano de waste time, oh na. Me I want fire bazooka, oh na. Mr. Money no de waste time, Mr. Money want to ease your mind. Say baby to find no de too shine, unaka. Show why me ni. Mr. Money no de waste time, Mr. Money want to ease your mind. Hello, you carry back a lot of filo. I'ma check a phone, no go de ghost to go. I do to pay what 10 kilo. Kumatingaza, Shina say your falapa. Agata from Osaka funi bulala. Nishelo japa. Omo ajebota ni be mega pa. I don't like the nonsense we are bota. Nishelo japa. Omo ajebota ni be mega pa. I don't like the nonsense we are bota. Sunga la ja sunga la ja sunga ulu sunga la ja sunga ulu sunga Mr. Money with the vibe right now. Mr. Money with the vibe right now. Mr. Money with the vibe right now. Mr. Money with the vibe right now.
Tell me what you see when you look at me. Sungbala jako majubadi. My problem is I too sabi. Pop Marley for the pool party. I got out ya dark bada. So you dey wine meaning. You know see Uba ya bakada. Shop banka you go shop gada. Ele Sungbala ja sungba. Carry your matter for head like Oshuka. VVS is on my neck, zero fuka. You dey puka, see give me shuka. Cause you know you carry, give me super. Ele sunga. Oya ti mo pata biti konga.
Hello, you carry back a lot of filo. I'ma check a phone, no go de ghost you. Edu to gbe what 10 kilo. Kumatingaza. Shina say your falapa. Agata from Osaka funi bulala. Nishelo japa. Omo ajebota ni be mega pa. I don't like the nonsense we are bota. Nishelo japa. Omo ajebota ni be mega pa. I don't like the nonsense we are bota. Bota. Sunga. Sunga la ja 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 sunga. Sunga sunga.
2 p.m. Central African Time, the remix of Sungba. We've got Ashake featuring Ben Boy. Hey, it's the second hour, the golden hour of the Upside with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. But before we get into our festivities of this hour, let's get the latest news. Onelin Sinzi is standing by.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has deployed an army battalion to Kayama district, and Chinese President Xi Jinping has spoken to his counterparts, America's Donald Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin. Your latest news. Greetings to our listeners. Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has deployed an army battalion in Kayama district in the central Kwara state after suspected jihadist fighters killed 170 people in an overnight attack. Tuesday's assault on Wara village was the deadliest this year in the state bordering Niger, which is a hotspot where Islamic State, West Africa Province and other armed groups have stepped up village attacks and mass kidnappings. Abuja says it is working with Washington to improve security and has denied any systematic persecutions of Christians. The AU Commission Chairperson Muhammad Ali Yusuf has this morning received a letter of credence of the ambassador of South Sudan to Ethiopia, Bak Valentino Wall. Wall is also the permanent representative of his country in the AU. Ali Yusuf welcomed the commanded people of South Sudan for their resilience, underscoring the country's significant potential to achieve peace, stability and sustainable development. He has reaffirmed the AU's commitment to work with South Sudan through its transitional process in line with the AU's mandate on mediation, preventative diplomacy and post-conflict reconstruction. Severe flooding in Mozambique is escalating into a major humanitarian and public health crisis. The central and southern regions have been hardest hit. Critical health infrastructure has been damaged, especially in Gaza province. Access to safe drinking water is dire. The situation is further compounded by an ongoing cholera outbreak. Global Health Advisor for Clinical Governance at International SOS, Dr. Chris van Straten, explains.
Yes, indeed, it is a dire situation. The flooding is extensive, many buildings, infrastructure damage, many thousands of people displaced, and the infrastructure, especially with water, damage there is a real concern. That cholera, which previously has been an outbreak in parts of Mozambique, we're really concerned that contaminated water, contaminated food could certainly aggravate that. And we want to make sure that travelers are well informed, businesses are well informed, and helping them with, for example, educational material and or trying to help source supplies.
South Africa's police service is investigating an incident in which there was an attempted hit on a person implicated at the Madlanga Commission. They've identified him as Wiandre Prestorius. He is reported to be linked to the East of Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department. Preliminary information suggests that deceased witness D. Marius van der Merwe mentioned Pistorius during his testimony. Pistorius is said to be among several people currently under investigation in connection with the shooting dead of van der Merwe in Brakpan, east of Johannesburg in South Africa in December last year. The Gauteng Police Commissioner Tommy Mtombeni addressed the media outside the home of Pistorius in Boksburg.
We can confirm that this morning the victim was moving from a garage to the address where he stays. There was a vehicle which moved towards his vehicle as he was stopping in front of the gate. And suddenly this particular vehicle started shooting. And then he hid. Based on our observation, there are 16 bullets, around the vehicle, and he was not harmed. And suddenly, that vehicle speed off.
Lastly, the Chinese President Xi Jinping has spoken to his counterparts, America's Donald Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin. Their telephonic calls covered a range of subjects, including the war in Ukraine, Taiwan and Iran. Xi warned the U.S. to handle arms sales to Taiwan with caution. The BBC's Stephen McDonnell.
Xi Jinping warned the U.S. to handle arms sales to Taiwan with caution. But in an olive branch prior to President Trump's planned visit to China, he reportedly offered to increase his country's imports of U.S. soybeans. Vladimir Putin is also due here over the coming 6 months. He reportedly said to Xi Jinping, who's never criticised his invasion of Ukraine, was a good friend. And according to the Kremlin, their views expressed on the United States practically matched one another.
Recapping on your top stories, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has deployed an army battalion to Kayama district in the central Kwara state after suspected jihadist fighters killed 170 people in an overnight attack. Channel Africa News, I'm Onelin Sinsi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. Channel Africa, your voice, your sound, and your home. Stay logged right here. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Seven minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. It's the second hour, the golden hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito. Still coming to you live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Join us on social media at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Mmatsheko Mosito, we're talking all things arts and creativity in this hour.
Listen, Nando's is not just about chicken, okay? There's also really big, beautiful creative exchanges that are happening. And we are looking sort of a throwback, but that's still very much relevant. The 2025 Nando's Creative Exchange exhibition that was running under the theme Making Space.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that, but also throw forward to what's currently happening when we look at this particular exchange. So from the 29th of January, which was last month, to the 26th of this month, February 2026, the exhibition is going to be bringing together 4 South African artists who are going to be coming through with reflections and some beautiful spaces that are helping us rethink creative practice, as it were. So just to name a few, Mduduzi Twala, Silo Letwalo, who's actually going to be our special guest as we talk about this particular Nando's Creative Exchange exhibition, so that we can get a sense of how this creates beautiful, passionate spaces for visual artists in South Africa and inspiring the rest of the African continent. So we're very excited to catch up with Silo on the show about this.
Absolutely, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, we had a conversation with Fleur de Bond once upon a time on The Upside.
I think so.
She was one of the artists under this creative hub, and we're looking forward to having a conversation with Usilo. Don't go anywhere. That conversation, all things arts, all things Nando's, is coming up next.
Ahoy, matey!
Captain here to help, right, boys?
Set sail with us on a digital voyage like no other. Channel Africa has a treasure trove of awesomeness. That is our website and social media pages.
Tell me, why are you here?
We want you to be part of our adventure.
The winds are changing, Captain. And this time...
Imagine a world where curiosity knows no bounds, where entertainment meets enlightenment, and where every click leads to the African perspective. Visit us on our website, www.channelafrica.co.za, or follow us on Instagram or on X at Channel Africa One. Go on, like us on Facebook at Channel Africa One. So, spread the word. Tell a friend that Channel Africa's online variety is what they need on the web. Channel Africa, the African perspective. No fairy tales, just the facts and the music you love on Channel Africa.
You know, you don't know.
It's a song what's in. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business.
Give me love, oh, baby, give me, make her calm down. Give me love, oh, cause I really need it right now. Give me love, oh, baby, give me, make her calm down. Give me love, oh, cause I really need it right now. Put me to work all day, put me to work all night. Nobody can do it better, make me feel alright. Anything you wanna do, I'm down with you. Anytime, any day, I go show face, cause you're sweeter than honey. Baby, you deserve a trophy. This kind of thing go make me marry you, long as you no treat me corny. Give me love, oh, give me love, oh, give me love. Give me love, oh, give me love, oh, give me love. Give me love, oh, baby, give me, make her calm down. Give me love, oh, cause I really need it right now.
Right now.
Give me love, oh, baby, give me, make her calm down. Give me love, oh, cause I really need it right now.
Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business.
You should let me hold you, you should let me love you. And when you falling, say na me go catch you. I know your friends don't want me around you. They know nothing, they don't understand you. My baby now my banana multi elevate. And when she there with me, I concentrate. That's why I tell them mother got to wait.
Baby, one yo. Waiting you give no money can buy. Even if una jara, I go throw away. Baby, one yo. Waiting you give no money can buy. Even if una jara, I go throw away. Give me love, oh, baby, give me, make her calm down. Give me love, oh, cause I really need it right now. Give me love, oh, baby, give me, make her calm down. Give me love, oh, cause I really need it right now.
Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business. Love is a drug and I'm addicted. Pull up, show up and handle business.
Give me love. Say Shay featuring Runtown. Did you hear a little bit of AKA in there? Or was it just me?
I think it's just you.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
Anyway, if anyone else had
no
just
love lost though, but I didn't hear it.
If you had just a little bit, I'm not saying full on, the great super mega. No, but I'm just there were semblances, a little something yana man of AK.
Nah.
Nah. All right, if you agree with me, please let me know on our social media platforms at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube, and at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok. Let's talk about Nando's. You know it as the chicken brand. The ones that have the best comebacks on social media.
The best. Legendary comebacks.
The best adverts also on television. But did you know that they have an art environment ecosystem within Nando's? Well, let's explore it further.
Absolutely. So following the successful run at the Hub Gallery, the 2025 Nando's Creative Exchange exhibition known as Making Space travels to AVA Gallery now in Cape Town. All right. It started on the 29th of January and continues on until the 26th of February this year. And this is an exhibition that features works by 4 South African artists, Fleur de Bond, as Tebogo mentioned earlier, Field, Sello Tswalo, as well as Mduduzi Twala, who are exploring ideas of claiming, holding and reimagining space through painting, through sculpture, through print, through mixed media. Such an exciting space. It is curated by Emma Willemse. And Making Space continues the Nando's Creative Exchange as we know it, and the mission that is around supporting artistic growth and connecting audiences with contemporary South African art. I mentioned Sello Tswalo in there, okay? And guess what? He joins us on the line. He is a South African visual artist. Sello, welcome to Channel Africa. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks, and thank you for having me. It's a great honor to be part of the show.
We love to talk to artists on the show, so welcome. Let's talk about how you got involved in Hub Gallery and this particular showcase.
I'd say I got involved with the Hub Gallery through Nando's Creative Exchange. Yeah, I trust where.
All right. Sello, can we ask that we just take a quick breathe and just fix the line there, because right now it sounds like you're Robocop speaking to us and we can't really hear you properly. It's 17 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time.
África. Conhece o Ntivani?
Claro que sou eu.
Ntivani é o amante da música de corpo e alma.
Eu amo música africana.
Ele aprecia todos os tipos de melodias e passa os seus dias a ouvir a Channel Africa. Okay. Adivinha só, a Channel Africa quer ajudar o Ntivani e os amantes da música em todo o lado a descobrir ainda mais música incrível. Por isso, a Channel Africa está a convocar artistas africanos a submeterem as suas músicas. Músicos, lembrem-se de nos dar todas as informações relevantes no music@channelafrica.co.za. As submissões são a vossa oportunidade de ser ouvidos, mas não garantem inclusão na lista. Todas as submissões serão cuidadosamente analisadas para verificar se cumprem os requisitos da nossa estação. Canal África, a perspectiva africana.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Muranziwa wa mina. Muranziwa means my love in Xitsonga. So if you're listening to this, just know that you are my love. Yes. You and I are an item. We are dating. We are together. So I love you, baby. Why are you blushing? Why are you blushing? Like, haven't you heard somebody confessing their love to you? I mean, you gotta get used to it now, because I'm gonna tell you this every day, that I love you. I can tell you, there are so many people who are never told they are loved. I come to the studio every Monday, 12 to 3, because I've got an appointment with you. I take you serious. Forget about the other person, right? Moranziwa.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege, Mmatsheko Mosito, and Tebogo Lekhuleni. On the upside.
Welcome back. In this segment, we explore the Hub Gallery and the fact that the Nando's Creative Exchange is making its a comeback, okay? Making space is the grand theme. As we understand it, it started at the AVA Gallery in Cape Town, and it continues on. We actually have one of the visual artists on the line. Sello Letswalo joins us, and we're in conversation about his journey through the Nando's Creative Exchange. Sello, are you on the line? Can you hear us? We can hear you. Okay, let's give it another try. Talk to us about your involvement. You were talking to us about just how you got through the Nando's Creative Exchange and working at the Hub Gallery, etc.
This as our Nando's with Spear artist.
Yeah. Sello, unfortunately, we are experiencing some technical gremlins this afternoon. You see, there before he was Robocop. Now it's like Darth Vader.
Yeah, but no.
So we're going to take a quick breather again and try to fix that line. We'll be back with Sello right after this.
Channel Africa is moving with the times, and so is our WhatsApp line. We've changed our WhatsApp number, making it even easier for you to stay connected. Send us your voice notes, comments, shout outs, and song requests to our new WhatsApp number, +27 83 288 6684. That's +27 83 288 6684. Save it, share it, and stay in the conversation. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Madapiri pazoshitika. Madapiri pazoshitika.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mdziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisanu sabata ya mawa ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhani.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera walemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Paul Chiwe, akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala zaboma akugwira ntchito yaulere ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo. Lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
The Upside, taking the African perspective to fresh levels.
All right, we're 22 minutes in. Sello Letswalo still on the line with us. Sello, I really just want to give you the opportunity to pick up where you left off.
Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. As I was saying, Nando's together with together with Spear Art Trust, they have a program called Creative Blog where they invite artists to participate. So I was one of the artists since 2019. Then each and every year they have the Creative Exchange where they call out to the artists that are participating within the program to submit works to be considered for the Creative Exchange, which I applied for the past 2 years, and luckily last year I was one of the finalists.
And Sello, what impact has this made on your career? You know, being a part of the Nando's Creative Exchange and then showcasing your works at the Hub Gallery and then now the AVA Gallery. Talk to us about the impact that it has made on your career.
I'd say in terms of my career, I'd say I've been trying to grow my career from while I was still in high school, and because of I started my first exhibition in high school, but then the problem started was small community exhibitions. Then I moved to university. That's when I got introduced to Pretoria as an artist environment. Then I graduated, then came to Joburg. So one thing that it helped me with is opening doors for me in Cape Town, because I've never showed in Cape Town. So I'd say it's my first exhibition in Cape Town, and it's a big exhibition. And also the art market and a different atmosphere, because of, I'd say, Joburg artists behave different from the Cape Town artists. So now I've being introduced to different environments of learning every day, every week, and also contact-wise, I also get friends and also family within the arts that I've met through the program and also outside the program.
This is wonderful. I'm looking at some of your art pieces, and I love the fact that you are immersed in matters around identity, our heritage culture, because man, a lot of the art almost represents Pokobje in a way, as I read it immediately. But there's a representation of a cow there. I know that you're also big on upcycling materials in your artworks. So with all of that acknowledged, Silo, talk to us about how Emma Willemse's influence. She's a curator. So how did she sort of influence how you create this art or how you present it through this exchange?
I'd say with Emma, I also told her this. It's like she reminded me of my past teachers because I've studied art since grade 10.
Mm-hmm.
So each and every year I would have that favorite teacher. Then ever since I've finished studying, now I'm a practicing artist. I'm on my studio. So it was a great opportunity to have someone that supports you, that guides you, that shapes you also, because she also brought back my old ideas that I stopped doing, but then because she was looking at it from a different angle, and also as a curator looking at the space, she was just experiment, play around. Hence, I have different body of works because I've brought different series, but then my work it's joined, or it has one relationship, which that relationship becomes the material, which is the metal. But then I have different themes all across. So she allowed me to just explore the themes, even though they are different, but then knowing that they all come together, or they all speak about this one thing at the end.
The exhibition will be taking place, and it already started on the 29th of January. Will be running up until the 26th of February at the AVA Gallery. What can we expect to see from you, Silo, in terms of the body of work that you have put out there? Because looking at the work that you've done previously, you've done oil paintings, you've done ceramic works, you've done textured art. What are we going to see when we get to the gallery, and what themes are you highlighting that you want to pop out to the person looking at the artwork?
Yeah, I would say the themes are all driven from the theme that we had as a whole team, because of it sort of somehow came together because we made the works separately, then the theme just happened to be the same theme for all of us. So I'd say the viewers that are coming to view our work as for artists, they are going to see a combination of abstraction and a combination of figurative, where me and we paint figures, but then in a different style, but then we also speak about different contexts, because he's a generation older than me and I'm a generation younger than him, so we get to speak about the township lifestyle. Same thing with Flair and Debbie. Debbie's a generation older than Flair, so you get to see a different abstraction from two generations of artists within the within the four of us. Then also with my works, I would say reclaim steel, because of, as she mentioned, I work with steel. So the reason I work with steel is that I wanted to change how we look at art, not just canvases, not just bronze sculptures, but then look at art in terms of tradition. Looking at my tradition, clay becomes a main thing, hence I made the clay ceramic figures. Then also looking at where I grew up in Alexandra, it's known for the shanty, the shacks, or metal, hence I started painting on metal.
You make me want to cry, and that doesn't happen often. You've really got to have had it elicit that kind of response in me, means that you are doing such amazing work. I'm currently looking at the Cleansing and Thanksgiving Ceremony, the piece from 2022, with the steel that you talk about. I think that you used a steel sheet or a metal sheet, and there's a woman who's wearing her Sepedi attire, and also in a pair of jeans, and she's on a cow. Man, this is This is very impactful. But my question is, for people that are new, especially, Rona batho ba bantsho that are new to contemporary art, do you have any advice to how we can experience this exhibition? Because I think more and more people need to be acquainted with works of this nature.
I would say, firstly, they must come with an open and expect anything, and also the willingness to learn and also to share, because of mostly I would have an idea, but then the viewer, they might have the information. I might be speaking about their parent or someone they knew personally where I've not seen, and I started commenting on where they might know more. So automatically, I'd say for art, it's a relationship between the viewer being us, the audience, and also the maker also being the person that made the work. So I'd say it's a relationship kind of a thing that they would expect also.
Oh, we're looking forward to seeing the exhibition from the 29th of January to the 26th of February at the Ava Gallery. Nando's Creative Exchange, making space. Silo Litsualo, thank you so much for your time. Check him out also on social media and follow his work. It's 30 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest sports. Musibudi Makura standing by.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. A very good afternoon from the Sports Desk. Let's start with local football news. So after watching his team bow out of the Nedbank Cup last night, Kaizer Chiefs co-coach Cedric Kadzi has defended the decision to change the starting lineup. Now, Chiefs, the defending champions in this tournament, were dumped out by Stellenbosch FC, losing 2-1 at the Cape Town Stadium in the Western Cape province in the last round of 32. Now, Chiefs had made 7 changes to the starting team that started against Zesco United in Durban over the weekend, and Kazi says they had no choice as they tried to manage the schedule and also save the legs.
The rotation, I would say that you have to do it with all the minutes that the players have put in and all the kilometers that the data shows, all those trips as well. It's a must, the rotation, but it's as well with the players that started. They are Kaizer Chief players, and they are supposed to play those kind of games. And if you are a Kaizer Chief player, you need to be able to play against Stellenbosch.
Now, it was also Stellenbosch FC that knocked them out of the Carling knockout in the first round, and they have done it again in the first round of this tournament. Asked about the lessons from this defeat, Kazi had this to say.
Me, I learn every day, and especially in a defeat, because most of people, when they win, they think that they are the best. But it's especially in defeats that you need to learn and take lessons from. And I would say that it's and as well, I think as well for my players, they learned it the hard way today. But it's a defeat that will push everyone to do more.
On to some boxing news now. Algerian boxer Iman Khalif says she will comply with genetic testing requirements as long as the tests are conducted by the International Olympic Council to be able to participate in all competitions. Khalif won gold in the women's welterweight division at the Paris Games in 2024 amid a gender dispute over the eligibility after the International Boxing Association (IBF) disqualified her from the 2023 World Championships based on sex chromosome tests. Now, World Boxing, which will oversee boxing competitions in the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, say being granted provisional recognition by the IOC last May, announced mandatory sex testing for all boxers in its competitions. Khalif lodged an appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport over World Boxing's decision barring her from events unless she undergoes genetic testing. Genetic sex testing, and she said she would only undergo the testing if it is administered by the IOC. On to Formula One news now. World champion Lando Norris says he expects more chaos in races this year as a result of the new rules introduced by Formula One. The sport has its biggest regulation, a change in history, with the engines, fuel as well as tyres, all subject to new requirements. Now, energy management of the battery will be a central feature, with engines that now have more of the total power output provided by the electrical hybrid elements. The McLaren driver said the use of the new boost button, which gives an extra burst of electrical energy, and the effect it has on its tyre state of charge will be central to the new format of Formula One. Norris is basing his early assessment of the cars on the shakedown test that was held in Barcelona last week. There are 2 further 3-day pre-season tests in Bahrain over the next 2 weeks, starting officially on the 11th of February. He says the new engines and the need to change and manage their energy could also lead to drivers swapping positions more often. And finally, in golf news, the ruling that will see only the top 10 finishers at live golf events awarded world ranking points doesn't seem fair, says 2-time major winner John Rahm. The official world golf rankings, also known as the OWGR board, revealed on Tuesday its decision to award live players points for the very first time. But the limit also means it will be different from all 24 men's professional golf tours that are part of the WOGR, where everyone making the cut will earn points. Now, the OWGR board said it was restricting points to the top 10 finishers in the Saudi Arabia-funded circuit because it recognizes there are a number of areas where live golf does not meet the eligibility standards set by the WOGR. At the same time, this year's field will be quite different. So previously it has set out a 75-hole field, and now going into the future from 2026 and beyond, golf events, live golf events will only be participated on a 57-hole golf course. And that concludes your sports news this hour. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Give us a call on +27 11714 4459. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosibudi Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Hi there. Do you want to elevate your business and give it a voice in South Africa and Africa as a whole? Well, in that case, let Channel Africa make this a possibility. Channel Africa is willing to advertise your business for as little as 30,000 rands or $1,719.18. To get access to these great rates, send all requests to mokoenata@SABC. That's MOKOENATA@SABC. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
37 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time, the continent's man crush is standing by to give you the latest in business news. Chandu Kulikek.
Business news on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo, and good afternoon. The Nigerian and Zambian currencies are expected to strengthen further against the dollar in the next week to Thursday, while those of Kenya and Uganda should be stable and Ghana's may fall. Nigeria's naira could gain as foreign exchange supply improves, driven by strong oil receipts and flows from foreign investors attracted by the high yields on the country's debt. The unit was quoted at 1,364 naira to the dollar earlier today, strengthening from 1,388 naira a week ago. Zambia's kwacha is likely to continue trading on the front foot, helped by improving macroeconomic fundamentals and resilient copper prices. Earlier today, the currency of Africa's second largest copper producer was trading at 19 kwacha 09 per dollar, better than 20 kwacha 29 a week ago. Over 300 permanent and contract jobs are expected to be created by the new Heineken Soflet malt facility in the Vaal, located in South Africa's Gauteng province. The $125 million investment facility, which authorities say marks a long-term commitment to strengthening the country's brewing and farming communities, has been officially launched. Heineken Supply Chain Director Johan van Zyl says the project is scheduled to be completed by June next year.
We are also going to aggressively invest in skills development. As you can imagine, it's the latest technology we'll be using. So an aggressive investment in skills development, and also the support of the developing farmer program to then enter the agri value chain, just to source our malt globally. And you can imagine now with the disruption in global transport patterns and shipping patterns, COVID taught us that it is much better to localize your value chains.
ArcelorMittal South Africa says it has narrowed its full-year loss by 34% on the back of lower raw material costs and after closing its money-losing long steel business. Sub-Saharan Africa's top steelmaker posted a headline loss of $207.86 million in the year ended December 2025. The South African unit of global steelmaker ArcelorMittal has been battling weak local demand, high electricity costs, as well as competition from local scrap metal recycling, mini mills, and imports from China. Now let's have a look at financial indicators. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,000 Naira 376, Botswana 13 Pula 19, Kenya the dollar is 128 shillings 09, Zambia 19 Kwacha 50. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is 5 real 24, Russia 76 rubles 57, India 90 rupee 39, China 6 yuan 93, South Africa 15 rand 99 cents. $1 is 73 pence to the British pound and 84 to the euro. Commodities, gold is trading at $4,859 per ounce and platinum at $2,101 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil at $68.53 a barrel. That's all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chanduko Ligege.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. Africa at Play with Neto and ETO Chemane.
Lelintle, talk to us about your relationship with your father, Coach Pitso. What is this one thing that he said to you that is still stuck at the top of your head?
Coach Pitso and our mom, Moira Kakale, have always told us that whatever we do in life, we must do it to the best of our abilities, that, represents our family well. But the big thing is do what you love and do it with all the passion that you have. And I think we see it in both their work. I mean, my mom has done a really good job with placing Coach Pitso in different clubs around the world, and she's negotiated contracts, and she's showing that as a woman you can also do work that is seen, and you can also get respect from men in a male-dominated space. And I think my dad has also shown that you must never underestimate a Black African man.
Lelintle Mosimane, a South African communications and digital media professional. Lelintle is also a daughter to a great mentor when it comes to the game of football, Coach Jingles Mosimane.
Live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m.
Ritmos e Cultura. Com Jacob Tivani. Meus ouvintes do Ritmos e Cultura, hoje em linha com uma das grandezas da música moçambicana, porque não? Ele que é um dos kings da marrabenta, uma bermuda in the building.
É um prazer enorme estar a fazer parte deste programa. Deixe-me só saudar. Boa tarde a todos os ouvintes que me ouvem neste preciso momento. Meu nome é Uma Bermuda, de Alau Fanelo Estarapo, Gás de Água da Fanhela é Mabiscato. Eu vou saudar de uma maneira diferente. Ah, titavuya mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. Ah, titavuya mwanango, tiduma tifika giane. ani motive lo baba yena otiva mina haikona ma ani motive lo anona yena otiva kwa himbo watwa cá estou eu irmão para conversarmos, para falarmos um pouco de tudo. Estou aqui, estou aberto. Eu estou muito feliz porque é a primeira vez que eu falo nesta rádio, falo para os ouvintes, então estou muito feliz.
Ritmos e cultura com Jacob Tivani. Todos os domingos das 20 às 21 horas.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa. Tebogo and Mmatsheko on the upside.
12 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time. Ganye nawe. Atalia Mo. We have Surprise Nen on that one as well. It's gone 10 minutes. Actually, it's 9 minutes. 11 minutes. 11 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African Time. We want to take a quick break. When we get back, it'll be time for Vent O'Clock, because I feel like we haven't vented in a minute. And there are a few things that we want to get off our chest this afternoon, including the fact that it is so hot. Don't go anywhere.
The Morning Switch Weekend with the Shy Guy.
I Show Speed, often called Speed, who is a popular American YouTuber and live streamer known for his high-energy personality, loud reactions, and unpredictable humor. He visited Ethiopia, and he was shocked what he found out, actually, when he got to Ethiopia. He got to find out that, they don't use the Gregorian calendar. That is, we are in 2026 right now. And he got to find out they are in 2018.
2018? Nah, you trolling me. It's 2026. No. It ain't 2026? Wait, hold on. Wait, we in the past? Ronaldo is still in Real Madrid. Everything is in the past here.
Oh man, how shocked the Speed was. He went back in time.
Saturday and Sunday mornings belong to the Morning Switch. 3 to 6 a.m. Central African Time.
We're 10 minutes away from 3 p.m. in Central African Time. Stay tuned. We're going to fill you in on what's to come in the next hour. But just observing what's happening in the world, you know. Lots of things are going on in the world. And a lot of people are being very impactful in, just the messages that they are sharing and the stuff that they're doing. And I think it's wonderful, in different fraternities. People are just getting online and leaving people with something, a thought, an opportunity that they can pursue, how to use AI efficiently, because that's very overwhelming for a lot of people. But there's a lot of really good messages. And I guess for those that are not doing that are just, sharing for the sake of sharing, they're going to get left behind, They're going to get left behind.
Left behind? That's
just an observation I wanted to share. And we're actually talking about this and making reference to celebrity culture. And I was saying that I don't think that existed in a really big way, just to use South Africa as an example. We didn't really have a big, I mean, we had the sort of, if I could say, the black celebrities of the 90s, that came in after 1994. They were like the stars. They represented like a black renaissance of, creative spaces and whatever. But I think now that we're in the age of influencers and all of that, I mean, they came and squashed that whole thing,
100%.
And all these other delusions that we had about what being a famous person actually requires. And it's actually not just a South African thing, come to think of it. It's an international thing where we are seeing more and more people who have impact, who have something to share, being celebrated more than people who are sharing their Louis Vuitton bags, because really, at the end of the day, nobody cares.
Do you think it's because these influencers are more relatable than the so-called celebrities? Maybe that's why people gravitate towards them?
Yes. And I think people are really just exhausted. I don't know what the term is, but somebody used the term. But people are tired of, like the stuff that's put on and, highly scripted. And, so there's a collective exhaustion around that. And people just want to be, if you're shooting a video, I mean, there's this woman, she's very popular now on TikTok. She's literally just always in her little jersey or a t-shirt, standing in her regular kitchen that she didn't renovate, with her regular builder's mug, and giving some really valuable advice that's contributing to wellness, mental wellness, about boundaries and how to take care of yourself and how to be a coherent human being and how to learn from people instead of hating on them, stuff like that. That's nurturing to the people's spirits and souls. So people like that. People really like that. That's kind of like, this is the content I signed up for. I'm seeing a lot of that as well. This is the content that people signed up for, not the superficial stuff that's going out of fashion very quickly.
Very quickly. And we were having our own conversation off air. We were saying that create value. I think the people who create value are the ones that people gravitate to the most. And value is relative. Value can be seeing someone who is a student managing their small little budget, cooking for themselves, budgeting, living a life. That is of value. That is of significant value to someone who is a student themselves, trying to figure it out, thinking, hey, I don't know how to navigate. And then they see someone who's doing it. That's extreme value for them. And also one particular attribute that doesn't go unnoticed is being a kind human being, being a genuinely good-hearted human being. We saw the passing of security guard who was working at MultiChoice, Mr. David Sijobe. He has, he's gotten the entire nation's attention. This is a man who worked at MultiChoice as a security guard, but everyone who's ever interacted with him will tell you that he's the man who had the biggest smile on his face, the friendliest human being ever that they've ever met. He left a little piece of him with whomever he encountered. And he passed away rather tragically a couple of days ago, if I'm not mistaken, due to... so he's a cyclist. He was a cyclist. He would cycle every single day from his house in Orange Farm, make it all the way to MultiChoice, and he would say it would take him about an hour, just over an hour, if not beyond that, just to get to work, right? And then unfortunately, a car ran into him and he passed away a couple of days ago. But the whole nation paid attention. Everyone has stories and testimonies about their encounters with Mr. David. MultiChoice put up a massive billboard there by the MultiChoice center or area there that says we're, tributes to David, and if you're passing by here in your car, please hoot. People were hooting like crazy. The company that he worked for, Fidelity Security, if I'm not mistaken, they pulled through with their fleet of vehicles to honor the man. It was a whole party. And this was someone who was not the wealthiest human being. He didn't have a massive social media following. He just genuinely left an impact in real people's lives every single day just by being a kind human being. And that was value. So these are the people that we're gravitating towards, people that we can relate to, people who are just genuine in their pursuit of just being a human being. This superficial, you're buying this and you bought this and you're going to Dubai. We don't care about that. At the end of the day, we'll say, oh yeah, you've traveled, well done, but you left nothing behind in my heart. And Mr. David was such a person that left tangible impact in people's lives. And I think kindness going forward is the way forward that we need to pursue.
I like that. That's a beautiful story, actually, the story of David. I didn't know him, until I found out about him after his passing. It's like, what a guy, hey?
Man.
You could almost feel his energy, even, post his transition, that he was actually a really good human being.
Yeah.
So those are the real heroes. That's such a beautiful example that you made. And also just to say, look, there's nothing wrong with, buying yourself nice things.
Nothing at all.
There's
No.
absolutely nothing wrong with living your best life. And, people that come from struggle, just to make another example, people that come from struggle, that have found, a silver spoon, that want to enjoy it, please do that. Please do that. But I think what we're trying to say here is that there are certain things that connect us as human beings that money cannot buy. That money cannot buy, that are really about just nurturing one another, and we don't need money for that. Sometimes you really don't need money. I can't do this or that because I don't have money. Sometimes you don't necessarily need to have money to push your give back button. Just smiling at a stranger, just sharing half your sandwich with someone, just, like ordinary things that really impact another human being. I think that's basically the gist of the message. So we're not venting today. We're being sentimental and we're being deep in our feelings.
We are being sentimental. Yes. Just be human.
Just be human. Just be a human being.
That's all we're asking for. And Ubuntu is a real thing in Africa, right? And we need to exercise that a lot more. In our interactions with one another, as colleagues at work, in our interactions with the people that we engage with when we go grocery shopping. That's not just a lady or a man by the till. That's a human being. Greet them. There are people who just rock up there, throw their stuff. Okay, then plastic. No, greet them. Did you greet them? How are they doing? I'm not saying have a full-on conversation and find out about their lives, but just acknowledge that you see them. Ubuntu, man. Exercise that at your resident where you live. Greet the security guards there. It takes nothing away from you just being a human being to another human being.
It's that simple, y'all.
All right. It's gone 3 p.m. Central African time. We've entered the final hour of The Upside. But before we get into these festivities, let's get the latest news. Onel Nsinsi standing by.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Looking at your top stories, Britain has sanctioned 6 individuals suspected of committing atrocities in Sudan's war. And the Chinese President Xi Jinping has spoken to his counterparts, America's Donald Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin. Your latest news, greetings to our listeners. Britain has sanctioned 6 individuals suspected of committing atrocities in Sudan's war or for fueling the conflict through the supply of mercenaries and military equipment. The measures target senior commanders in both the Sudanese paramilitary group Rapid Support Forces and the Sudanese Armed Forces. In a statement, British Foreign Minister Yvette Cooper said through these sanctions, the country will seek to dismantle the war machine of those who perpetrate or profit from the brutal violence in Sudan. The Nigerian President Bola Tinubu is deploying an army battalion in Kwara State following a mass killing in the remote village. More than 70 bodies have been recovered in Wara village, with security officers continuing to search for people who may have escaped the attack. The BBC's Makouchi Akafo.
A local lawmaker, Saidu Baba Ahmed, told the BBC on Thursday that up to 38 women and children were abducted during the attack. He said the group targeted communities after residents rejected a strict interpretation of Islam. President Bola Tinubu condemned the violence and said authorities are working to ensure those responsible are brought to justice. The Kwara State governor said the president has approved the immediate deployment of an army battalion to restore security in the area. Right groups have criticized the Nigerian security forces, saying they were serious failures despite earlier warnings from local communities.
South Africa's police service is investigating an incident in which there are attempted hit on a person implicated at the commission. They've identified him as Vianre Prestorius. He is reported to be linked to the East of Johannesburg Metropolitan Police Department. Preliminary information suggests the deceased witness D. Marius van der Merwe mentioned Prestorius during his testimony. Prestorius is said to be among several people currently under investigation in connection with the shooting dead of van der Merwe in Brakpan, east of Johannesburg in South Africa in December last year. The Gauteng Police Commissioner Tomim Tombeni addressed the media outside the home of Prestorius in Boksburg.
We can confirm that this morning the victim was moving from a garage to the address where he stays. There was a vehicle which moved towards his vehicle as he was stopping in front of the gate. And suddenly this particular vehicle started shooting. And then he hid. Based on our observation, there are 16 bullets, around the vehicle. And he was not harmed, and suddenly that vehicle speed off.
The United Nations Human Rights Chief Volker Turk has appealed for funds, warning that donor cuts have reduced the work of his agency to survival mode. He has asked for $400 million, $100 million less than last year. The BBC's Imogen, folks.
Human rights gets only a small fraction of the United Nations overall budget, but in 2025, member states still contributed less than they had promised. Human rights work in Yemen and Myanmar was cut back. Investing in human rights is an investment in peace for everyone, the UN believes. But with traditional donors in the US and Europe increasingly focused on economic challenges at home, it may be hard to convince them.
Lastly, all three parties say progress has been made in talks between Washington, Moscow and Kyiv seeking an end to the war in Ukraine. No details have been provided, but negotiators at the meeting in Abu Dhabi say they have agreed to yet another exchange of prisoners of war, several of which have previously taken place. The BBC's Sarah Rainford.
I think the reality is that there's been no major breakthrough, and it's simply the fact that those talks are ongoing that perhaps can be seen as positive. Certainly on that key issue, the very, very sensitive issue of territory, there are reports from pro-Kremlin media in Russia suggesting that Russia's position is in fact hardening, that not only is it demanding the rest of the Donbass region in the east of Ukraine, but it also wants to ensure that that territory is recognized internationally as belonging to Russia. Now, of course, that is utterly unacceptable to Ukraine.
Recapping on your top stories, Britain has sanctioned 6 individuals who are suspected of committing atrocities in Sudan's war or of fueling the conflict through the supply of mercenaries and military equipment. The measures target senior commanders in both the Sudanese paramilitary group, Rapid Support Forces, and the Sudanese Armed Forces. Now, for any news stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us at +27 11 714 4459. Channel Africa News, I'm Onele Tsinsi.
SABC News. The African Perspective. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet. Channel 628. Time to stay informed, inspired, and connected to the ideas driving Africa forward. The Upside on Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Hello, Nanda. 7 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Good afternoon and welcome to the final hour of The Upside, your gateway to the good life on Channel Africa, the African Perspective, with me, Tebogo, Lekhuleni, and Mmatsheko Mosito, still coming live from the Auckland Park Studios in Johannesburg, South Africa. Mmatsheko Mosito, we are talking about the evolution of our viewing behavior as broadcast is celebrating 50 years in South Africa. But our viewing habits have changed quite a lot.
Quite a bit. We're going to be looking at how artificial intelligence and fan-made content are reshaping the streaming experience in this year, and obviously going forward, what are things going to look like? But yeah, AI is everywhere. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
We are yet to see. We're yet to see the long-term impact and effect of AI, but right now, all we know for sure is that our viewing habits have changed. We are no longer sitting in the living room as a family, sharing that one TV, trying to fight who gets the remote, which channel are we watching now, which program are we watching now. No, everyone now has their own.
Just watches their own thing.
They watch their own thing. They go to their own room. They go outside. We can watch it on our phones, in the taxi, in our cars, in the hey, we can view anything anywhere now. Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? We don't know. We don't know what the long-term effects are. I wonder if this has now reduced our I wouldn't say need, but our drive for social relationships, are we becoming more social as a society as a result of being able to access whatever we want whenever we want, or are we separating, just moving further and further away from one another?
To use the language of the African National Congress, what is happening with social cohesion when it comes to this? What is going to happen to social cohesion? It's actually, I mean, we're joking and laughing, but it's a serious thing. And also when you look at just inherently who we are as African people, we're villagers. What does that mean? That means that we thrive in community-based situations, where there's togetherness, where there's more than two people in a situation, we thrive. Okay, you hardly hear that there's illness or that there's lack, because people are working together. So if we're going to promote cultures of individualism, what does that mean for social cohesion going forward? It's a problem.
All the more reason why SABC2 is saying, in this new era of ours, starting on the 9th of February, we are bringing the whole family back together.
Yes.
We are reconnecting you.
To watch one show.
4 days to go. We've got new shows coming up, and Let's Connect. Who's presenting that one?
Penny Libiani, yes.
We've got the David.
She's got a co-host, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the King David podcast will be coming on to SABC2. We've got Pimville, Gail Mabalane. We've got so many programs lined up in this new era of SABC2, and they're saying, hey, social cohesion, we must be cohesive at all times.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
Este é o Caleidoscópio de Canal África, com Remo Samo e João Yabalá.
A situação do ativista angolano Serrote José de Oliveira, preso desde julho, tem gerado grande preocupação internacional. Conhecido como General Nila e presidente do movimento União Nacional para a Total Revolução de Angola, Serrote iniciou uma greve de fome em protesto contra a sua prisão, que considera arbitrária. De acordo com a Amnistia Internacional, o estado de saúde do ativista está a deteriorar-se rapidamente devido à falta de acesso a cuidados médicos adequados. Para discutir o impacto deste caso e o estado da liberdade política em Angola, vamos conversar com Dito Dale, ativista e defensor dos direitos humanos.
Nós estamos diante de uma clara estratégia de aniquilar o jovem, porque quando uma pessoa está doente, deve ser assistida. Ao não proporcionar esses cuidados médicos, o que é que o regime quer? Não quer que esse jovem saia livre e com vida da prisão, quer matá-lo.
De segunda a sexta-feira, das 20 às 21 horas locais, este é o Caleidoscópio do Canal África.
Midday vibes, great programming, and good company. This is Channel Africa.
Beautiful, it's your name. Wonderful is what you are to me. It's you I see in my dreams every day, and I pray for you, queen of my life. You are so beautiful, mama, you're beautiful. Emi wa mama kan, talere yeah. Mama mi o roju ri. That is why I'm loving you. Nítorí ọmọ ó jìyà ilé ọkọ. Mama mi o roju ri. That is why I'm loving you. La la. La 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 la. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. Eba mi kira fún mama mi. Orisha bi kya o. Kò sí láyé. Eba mi kira fún mama mi. Orisha bi kya o. nítorí ọmọ ó jìyà nílé ọkọ. Màmá mi ò rojú rí, that is why I'm loving you. Nítorí ọmọ ó jìyà nílé ọkọ. Màmá mi ò rojú rí, and that is why I'm loving you. La 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 la. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh yeah, la 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 la. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh, you're beautiful. Eba mi kira fún màmá mi, oríṣà bí yá o, kò sí láyé. Eba mi kira fún màmá mi, oríṣà bí yá o, kò sí láyé. Oh yeah, la 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 la. That's why you're beautiful. Oh yeah, la 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 la. And that's why I'm loving you. And that's why I'm loving you.
Listen, one of our favorite queens representing us, and nice music coming through on the playlist. So Beautiful is the title of the song by Asha. And yeah, she's one of our favorite artists coming through. Thank you for tuning in. The Upside, we're in the final hour of the show and 16 minutes into 3 p.m.
Listen, our viewing habits have changed, no doubt. No doubt, and we were having our own our conversation earlier, saying that we've moved from sitting, in the living room, watching the programs together, to now just watching whatever we want, whenever we want, wherever we want, on our cell phones. As analysts and platforms look for early signals of what's next, audience behavior is already telling a clear story. In South Africa, this conversation carries extra weight as the country marks 50 years of broadcast, a milestone that highlights just how dramatically viewing has shifted from scheduled television to on-demand, mobile-first, and connected screen experiences. Even though 2026 is only just beginning, change is already accelerating. Audiences are experimenting faster, platforms are adapting quicker, and the line between watching, creating, and interacting continues to blur. From fan-driven content and shorter formats to live sport, live streaming, and connected TV, 6 key shifts are set to define how South Africans engage with streaming this year. To unpack what's driving these changes, we are joined on the line by Leslie Adams, Sales Director at Reach Africa. Leslie, thank you so much for your time. Welcome to The Upside. I tell you what, 50 years of broadcast in South Africa, that's a long time. Perhaps you would be the best to tell us where it all began in terms of our viewing behavior back 50 years ago to what it is right now.
I don't know if a recap is my specialty, but definitely a current perspective and maybe even a forecast is where I play my role. But over the 50 years of television South Africa, which launched late, by the way, South Africa delayed the initiation and adoption of TV due to the propaganda nature and the power of the platform. And I think that has remained consistent throughout the years of TV. The 5th of January marked 50 years of TV and were the earliest broadcast. At that point, we had very limited programming. In fact, TV ended. There's quite a few people who do remember TV ending and waiting for it to start the following morning. Scheduled programming was sort of the way of the go. And ultimately, the migration of the soap opera from radio into television became sort of a staple. It's become, it was, and sometimes still is, sort of the center of the household. It was the center of our family time. TV viewing and 7 p.m. news was a way of life. And I think, we've evolved so much that TV has gone everywhere. It's no longer just a single device in the home. It's on every screen. It's wherever you consume your content. And personalized, curated viewing is sort of the way of the world right now.
It's a very interesting time that we find ourselves in, and also just to acknowledge that we're seeing that people are now no longer just watching these shows; they're now remixing them. They're creating their own versions of the shows that appear on the screen, as it were. Anything you'd like to say around that trend and where you see it going in the future?
Look, it's a really interesting trend which I think will benefit the content owners and platforms really well. For every dollar spent on content creation, there's also a dollar spent on content marketing. And for a long, long time, stories are ultimately about how we see ourselves and envision ourselves in different storylines as a whole. And we've now embraced the age of AI. And we've seen a major platform, a major content owner in Disney and Disney Plus embrace AI like no others before. A lot of the AI discussion has been about them stealing IP. Disney's leaned into the technology, and it will allow fans to use some of their extensive IP and create their own storylines. And I think that this will be a very interesting way of going forward and really enhance how people engage with stories going forward and engage with characters we know and love.
It's 20 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We'll continue our conversation with Leslie Adams, the sales director at Reach Africa, as we discuss how AI and fan-made content are reshaping the streaming experiences in 2026. And we'll touch on the 6 key shifts that we are expecting to see this year. Don't go anywhere.
Conversations are happening, and Channel Africa is at the heart of them. We tell the African story with clarity, pride, and purpose, reaching audiences that matter to your brand. Partner with us and connect your business with listeners across borders in multiple languages and markets. For partnership opportunities, sponsorship, or sales, email us at partnership@channelafrica.co.za. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Mmatsheko Mosito and Tebogo Lekhuleni on the upside.
21 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time, still in conversation with Leslie Adams, sales director at Reach Africa, on how AI and fan-made content are reshaping the streaming experiences in 2026. Leslie, let's talk about the 6 key shifts that are set to define how South Africans engage with streaming in this year, 2026.
Yeah, look, it's a very exciting time for television, really. It's both scary for the incumbents, very exciting for the consumers out there, with a lot of benefits coming to the consumer across the board. And in fact, if you think about it, TV as a legacy media has probably adopted to the digital age more aggressively than any other digital or traditional media in the past. Some of that 6 trends, and one of them we've touched on a little earlier, around how one of the platforms, and many more platforms, will adopt AI and give fans the ability to curate and create content using major studio IP, which is a very interesting space to be in. There's a lot of discussion globally around what is the creator economy going to look like? What is the new influencer economy going to look like? And ultimately, giving fans the power to use existing IP means that the creative economy moves into the sort of formalized distribution space where it's not just produced for TV, but produced for TV by creators, which will be a very interesting space, both from a content creation perspective, but also from a social media engagement fanatic perspective, where fans become another marketing machine for distributors and platform owners out there.
I think it's interesting for us to note, Leslie, that live sport and live streaming are still very powerful as we speak. So how do they then fit into this increasingly on-demand world?
I guess if you look at the evolution of how direct-to-consumer streaming has sort of taken off, it is ultimately bedrocked by the classical portfolios and old content, which sort of bedrock the foundation of the library of these different streaming platforms, which means it actually underscores the power of TV content, both old and new, which is the first point. We've seen with Netflix launching live sport activities like the Jake Paul boxing fights moving into the space more and more. In the US, we see the NFL, the MLS, and the F1 moving into this live sports streaming environment, because younger and younger audiences are not to be found in broadcast, but to be found in the streaming space. But ultimately, what this actually realizes and really underscores for us is the balance and the importance of both live television and live streaming to reach different audiences in different spaces. The beauty of how traditional television has embraced digital is really that TV is not stayed in one place, but gone everywhere the consumer is and is available to them at their fingertips.
Leslie, is it the right move going forward by television or TV platforms to now incorporate the social media experience? That's now watching television in a portrait format instead of landscape, to cater to the individuals who are on their phones every single day, and now also seeing on our cell phones the Netflix, trying to move towards spaces where they are creating movies and short form movies or short films rather, that are in vertical format. Is that the right way to approach it, or are we continuing to fuel the idea that our attention span is very limited and therefore we need to create content that supports that?
So it's really interesting, and maybe to touch on a couple of things. One, I think a few years ago it went viral that our attention spans are limited. We now have a memory of a goldfish. But, Netflix and other platforms has disproved that when you can sit down and binge 4 or 5 episodes, 4 or 5 hours, and not sleep overnight and go to work the next day. So the attention span is there if the content is right for the consumer. And I think the move to vertical video lends itself to two different sort of spaces. One, obviously being more mobile forward. Mind you, streaming has always been multi-screened. It's always been available across your mobile, your tablet, your laptop, or your smart television. And moving into the vertical space lends itself to a new vertical of content. So micro dramas, shorter form content that maybe you might not have the time to sit down and binge an hour-long episode or multiple episodes, but you may have time to consume a 90-minute episode, 90-second episode, or a 2-minute episode. And that becomes really interesting in terms of how we consume story-led quality content, right? So vertical video unlocks a whole new way of consuming short-form quality content on your mobile phone as opposed to just social media, which is one. But again, to reiterate, TV has taken a stance strategically, not just to be one thing, but to be the high quality version of content that takes on every single screen, delivering that content to you at your convenience.
Let's talk about advertising, in all of this. What is going to be the future of advertising when we look at the space of connected TV in the future?
Look, we are seeing an upending of the business model of TV. Traditionally, we have the ecosystem made up of broadcasters, signal sellers from a spectrum perspective. We have internet platform owners who own libraries, a licensing business who purely creates content, and this entire ecosystem is being upended. And how it's being upended is that the eyeballs are shifting from one device to the other. The business model is now being owned from a vertical perspective. So a Netflix or a Showmax may own content production and now content distribution, where those were previously two separate entities. But what it has done is really segment and fracture and fragment where and how people watch TV. Right, that could be on any screen, any device at any time. So the idea around having prime time, which is a concept we all grew up with, that from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening you had the most concentrated eyeballs, that may still be there, but it's fractured across so many channels right now that now broadcast or advertising has to be spread against where those eyeballs are. So on the one hand, it could be quite disastrous for TV, where they lose a large chunk of the spend which they rely on as a business model. But equally so, those same broadcasters who have streaming platforms who now accommodate those audiences in other spaces may win advertising investment in those spaces. And balancing those two as a business becomes really tricky, given where your lunch is made and where your bread is buttered. But I think from an industry perspective, it means a lot more opportunities for advertisers to reach audiences possibly more cheaply, a lot more premium environments to reach them in a digital environment, which is completely dominated by social media, short form media, and the lack of brand safety therein. And what it does now is merge this high quality TV content available everywhere, and audiences and brands need to meet themselves there as well. So ultimately, the business model is being shaken up, with revenue moving from one traditional broadcast space into a more digitally aligned space. But I think ultimately for the consumer, it may mean more relevant ads, more timely placed, maybe a lighter ad load, which means less ads per consumer, which could be a good thing. High quality content available to where you're watching, and ultimately, hopefully, high quality advertising content as well.
Exciting time to be alive and to be exploring these different changes in the digital and the broadcasting space. And Reach Africa is one of those platforms where if you need assistance in terms of getting your content out there to the right places, to the right people, and also creating an environment where content creators also have a base where they can share their content and distribute it to various spaces. Reach Africa is the place where you can get the most value for your buck. We're still joined by Leslie. Leslie, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and for expanding on how our viewing behavior has changed and what we can look forward to in the year 2026. Much appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. Enjoy.
The voice of Leslie Adams, sales director at Reach Africa. Go check them out. reachafrica.com is the website. 30 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest sports. Musibudi Makura is standing by.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thank you so much, Tebogo. Very good afternoon once again from the sports desk. So Inform Kaizer Chiefs captain Brandon Peterson has reiterated that his focus now is to continue to perform consistently well for the club, and then the elusive Bafana call-up can then come. So Peterson has been arguably the best goalkeeper in the league this season, producing 15 clean sheets in 23 matches across all competitions, including 11 in the Betway Premiership. Ahead of last year's Africa Cup of Nations tournament, there were calls for him to form part of the national team, and he has since left that decision in the hands of the national selectors.
I think for me, like I said before, my focus is at the club, and that's how I'm going to get into the national team, That's to focus on my performances, being consistent, and just trying to do well for the team, and, God will open doors for me.
Right, so we'll remain with Kaizer Chiefs. So after watching his team bow out of the Nedbank Cup last night, Kaizer Chiefs co-coach Cedric Kazi has defended the decision to change the starting lineup. Chiefs, the defending champions in this tournament, were dumped out by Stellenbosch FC, losing by 2-1 at the Cape Town Stadium in the last 32 stages. Now, Chiefs had made 7 changes to the team that started against Zesco United in Durban in South Africa's KwaZulu-Natal province just last weekend, and Kazi says they had no choice as they tried to manage the schedule and save the legs.
The rotation, I would say that you have to do it with all the minutes that the players have put in, and all the kilometers that the data shows, all those trips as well. It's a must, the rotation, but it's as well with the players that started. They are Kaizer Chiefs players, and they are supposed to play those kind of games. And if you are a Kaizer Chiefs player, you need to be able to play against Stellenbosch.
By the way, it was also Stellies that knocked them out of the Carling knockout in the first round, and they have done it again in the first round of this tournament. Asked about the lessons from the defeat, Kazi had this to say.
Me, I learn every day, and especially in a defeat, because most of people, when they win, they think that they are the best. But it's especially in defeats that you need to learn and take lessons from. And I would say that it's and as well, I think as well for my players, they learned it the hard way today, but it's a defeat that will push everyone to do more.
Golf news now. The ruling that will see only the top 10 finishers in live golf events awarded world ranking points doesn't seem fair. That's according to two-time major John Rahm. Now, the official world golf rankings, a board revealed on Tuesday that its decision to award live players points for the very first time. But the limit means it will be different from all 24 men's professional golf tours that are part of the official world golf rankings, where everyone one making the cut earns point. Now, the official World Golf Rankings Board said it was restricting points to the top 10 finishers in the Saudi Arabian funded circuit because it recognizes that there are still a number of areas where Live Golf does not meet the eligibility standards that are set by the official World Golf Rankings. Now, setting out its reason for the restriction, the organization said Live Golf's eligibility failures included an average field size of 57 for 2026 versus the minimum of 75 that is set out in the ranking body's regulations, and the self-selection of players, with players being recruited rather than earning their place on the tour in many cases. And finally, in case you missed it, world champion Lando Norris says he expects more chaos in races this year as a result of the new rules introduced by Formula One. Now, the sport has been the biggest regulation change in history, with engines, fuels as well as tyres all subject to new requirements. Now, energy management of the battery will be central and will be a central feature, with engines that now have more of the total power output provided by the electrical hybrid elements. Now, the McLaren driver said the use of the new boost button would then give an extra burst of electrical energy, and the effect that has on the battery's state of charge will be central to the new format of Formula One. Norris is basing his early assessment of the cars on the shakedown test that was held in Barcelona last week. There are two further 3 days pre-season tests in Bahrain before the next, over the next 2 weeks, starting officially on the 11th of February. He also says the new engines and the need to manage energy could then lead to drivers swapping positions more often. And that concludes your sports news this afternoon on the Upside. For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, do remember to send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11714 4459. So it's 15:36 p.m. Central African time. I'm back with a final sports update for the afternoon with the Africa in Business team. For Channel Africa Sport, I am Mosito Makura.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African Perspective. Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet. Channel 802. Are you fluent in French, Chinyanja, Portuguese, and Kiswahili? Are you passionate about radio? And are you looking to work in South Africa? Do you have papers that qualify you to work in South Africa? In that case, we might have an opportunity for you to work for Channel Africa. Send us your CV and demo at newsroom@channelafrica.co.za. Remember, if you don't hear from us within 14 days, it means you have not made it or you have not been selected. Channel Africa, the African Perspective.
Well, hide your Valentines because Africa's man crush is on the loose. Chanduko Ligeke is currently wearing red shoes and he's standing by to give you the latest in business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Good afternoon. Africa's biggest mobile operator, MTN Group, says it is in advanced talks to buy the 75% stake it does not already own in IHS Holdings in a deal that could value the tower infrastructure firm at about $2.76 billion. MTN, which leases IHS towers in Nigeria and South Africa, says any potential offer will be pitched at IHS' last closing price on the New York Stock Exchange. Shares in US-listed IHS Holdings closed 5% lower at $8.23 yesterday, giving the dual-listed company a market value of roughly $2.76 billion. The Nigerian and Zambian currencies are expected to strengthen further against the dollar in the next week to Thursday, while those of Kenya and Uganda should be stable and Ghana's may fall. Nigeria's naira could gain as foreign exchange supply improves, driven by strong oil receipts and flows from foreign investors attracted by the high yields on the country's debt. The unit was quoted at 1,364 naira to the dollar earlier today, strengthening from 1,388 naira a week ago. Zambia's kwacha is likely to continue trading on the front foot, helped by improving macroeconomic fundamentals and resilient copper prices. Earlier today, the currency of Africa's second largest copper producer was trading at 19 kwacha 09 per dollar, better than 20 kwacha 29 a week ago. In other news, over 300 permanent and contract jobs are expected to be created by the new Heineken soft-led malt facility in the Vaal, located in South Africa's Gauteng province. The $125 million investment facility, which authorities say marks a long-term commitment to strengthening the country's brewing and farming communities, has been officially launched. Heineken supply chain director Johan van Zyl says the project is scheduled to be completed by June next year.
We are also going to aggressively invest in skills development. As you can imagine, it's the latest technology we'll be using. So an aggressive investment in skills development, and also the support of the developing farmer program to then enter the agri value chain, just to source our malt globally. And you can imagine now with the disruption in global transport patterns and shipping patterns, COVID taught us that it is much better to localize your value chains.
ArcelorMittal South Africa says it has narrowed its full-year loss by 34% on the back of lower raw material costs and after closing its money-losing long steel business. Sub-Saharan Africa's top steelmaker posted a headline loss of $207.86 million in the year ended December 2025. The South African unit of global steelmaker ArcelorMittal has been battling weak local demand, high electricity costs, as well as competition from local scrap metal recycling, mini mills and imports from China. The Bank of England has held interest rates at 3.75% after a knife-edge vote, but has opened the door to cuts later this year. Borrowing costs were widely expected to be unchanged after the bank reduced them from 4% in December. Bank of England's Governor Andrew Bailey reiterated his forecast that inflation, which measures the pace of price growth, would fall close to the bank's 2% target from April onwards, against a previous expectation it would hit that level in 2027. Now let's shift our focus to financial indicators. $1 in Nigeria is 1,000 Naira 376, Botswana 13 Pula 19, Kenya 128 shilling 09, Zambia 19 kwacha 50. BRICS countries, $1 in Brazil is at 5 real 24, Russia 76 rubles 57, India 90 rupee 39, China 6 yuan 93, South Africa 15 rand 99 cents. $1 is 73 pence to the British pound, 84 to the euro. Commodities, gold is at $4,859, platinum at $2,101 per ounce. The price of Brent crude oil, $68.53 a barrel. That's all for now. For any business stories you'd like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za, or you can call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business, I am Chandruko Ligege.
Business News on Channel Africa. The African Perspective.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
Madapiri bazoshitika. Madapiri bazoshitika.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito yaulere mu zipatala zaboma mu dziko la Zambia azanyanyala ntchito lachisi mgwirizano sabata ya mawa ndipo Daniel Shabanda kutambasula nkhani.
Madotolo oposa 1,500 amene amagwira ntchito mopanda malipiro apamwezi dziko la Zambia akuyembekezera kuyamba kunyanyala ntchito. Ichi ndi chifukwa chakuti boma lalephera kuwalemba ntchito monga mmene lidawalonjezera. Channel Africa News yalankhulana ndi mkulu wa bungwe la madotolo la Resident Doctors Association of Zambia, Dr. Pochiwe, akugomeza kuti madotolo ambiri amene akugwira ntchito mu zipatala za boma akugwira ntchito yaulere ndipo ali ndi chiyembekezo chakuti tsiku lina adzalembedwa ntchito ndi boma.
Zochitika pa nthawi ya 6 koloko kufikira 7 koloko madzulo, lolemba mpaka lachisanu ndi Madapiri.
Moving to a world of African music. This is Channel Africa.
I told you, man. It's King Tick Pandemics.
Chimani pass a peace of mind. She got a man, but he had no mind. The pass a love, baby, don't be stingy. The way you phone now, can't you see? Baby, baby. Osani si yo no silonga we. Baby, baby. Osani panga chipuba Superman. Nini na power monga Superman. I'm gonna protect you monga Superman. Nina olimba monga Superman. Give you what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. You what you touch it, deliver. Give you what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. Deliver.
Shot call a big baller. My lady's coming to want more. She love the way I put me down. Even more, she love my aura. Shake like thunder, beat like drama. This right here is a la casa. Somebody please call emergency. The way the girl is hurting me, yeah. I like her, she a freak. My wife, she a keeper. No one like her, she a sniper. My type of ghetto diva. I like her, she a freak. My wife, she a keeper. No one like her, she a sniper. My type of ghetto diva. Superman. Shawty say you want a Superman. Baby, you know you a superwoman. So you and I could be the super friends. Maybe I'm a lover, maybe I'm a pleaser. Give it to you hard, never will I tease you. Eat it like salad, call that a season. So when I'm in Rome, you should follow the leader. Give me what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader. You a cheat, I check, deliver. Give me what belongs to Caesar. To Caesar, baby, I'm the leader.
Superman, nini na power monga Superman. I'm gonna protect you monga Superman. Nina olimba monga Superman.
Tebogo and Mmatsheko from the upside.
Problem in all the finish. We can try to enjoy. While I know the finish. We can try to enjoy. Sekata uru not the finish. We can try to enjoy. Problem in all the finish. We can try to enjoy. We could dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. Dance like Luala, yeah, Luala. Dance like Luala, yeah, Luala. Dance like Luala, yeah, Luala. You see this guy, I me to pile up, oh, in a sweet my butt, oh. Problem in all the finish. Make you try to enjoy. Bahala in all the finish. Oh, make you try to enjoy. Se kata kata uru not the finish. Make you try to enjoy. Problem in all the finish. Oh, so make you try to enjoy. Make we dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. Make we dance like Luala. Yeah, Luala. Dance like Luala.
Your Maps coming through with Superman. And that was just part of the sweep. And we also heard Noahala coming through as well. You know what Noahala means in Nigerian pidgin?
Noahala means no worry. No worries.
Beautiful.
No
well
worries.
done.
Hakuna Matata.
100%. Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata.
That's exactly it, actually. This is the upside, and we're about to wrap up the show. We're going to be making way for Tamangubeni so she can come through with African business after the 4 p.m. news bulletin.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app. Stream your favorite shows, catch up on African news, culture, and conversations, all at your fingertips.
Africa is just a tap away.
Your world, your stories, now on the go.
Stay connected wherever you are.
Visit channelafrica.co.za or download the Channel Africa app today. Channel Africa, the African perspective. Across Africa, communities rise with the promise of clean water and clean sanitation. The African Union's 2026 theme calls us to action.
It's about mobilizing real commitments, securing climate-resilient water and sanitation projects, and ensuring that water becomes a driver of sustainable development and prosperity across the continent.
A landmark moment, not only for Africa, but for the global movement for access to safe water for all.
Assuring sustainable water availability for every home, every village, every nation. This is the Africa we want.
Channel Africa, the African perspective.
No interruptions, just the music you love on Channel Africa.
Tonifica. Mr. Carly. Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's go.
Já vou estar pronto, vou vai embora. Já vou querer ir para nunca mais. Me está pedindo com toda força, por reconsiderar decisão. Essa gente mais está perdeu e culpa é só de meu. Não tem por dança uma chance. No, não tem nem medo, perdeu. Coisa que pode fazer para botar mais uma chance. Só tem que pedir o cabo aí. Não, cabo aí. Não, cabo aí.
4 minutes to go until 4 p.m. Central African time. The name of that song was Ntamuda by Tony Fika featuring Mr. Kali. Oh, it's that time of the day where we have to find out what's coming up in Africa in business with the Queen of Africa in business, Tami Ngubeni. How are you doing?
I am awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It's a good day.
Yes.
It's a good day. The World Summit, the World Government Summit is wrapping up in Dubai. And once again, the key focus being on how African governments need to focus on investment-led growth strategies as opposed to the over-reliance on aid. It's quite startling, the fact that that era is very fast coming to an end.
Yeah.
So how are governments going to ensure that they unlock private capital for economic transformation? So we're going to be having that conversation with the former president of the African Development Bank, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, and also South African who are living abroad or maybe have moved their money offshore, trying to get away from their tax responsibilities, might be up for a really rude awakening. SARS is now putting together measures to ensure that whether or not they relinquish their South African citizenship for another, what is going to be primary in determining their tax obligations is where that money is earned and the source of those funds. So it might be a really rude awakening for many who are relying on shipping their money offshore to avoid paying their tax bill.
Hardest working department, that one, SARS. They will find you anyway around
and
the
a
world.
very efficient department, I must say.
Very
Very efficient department. And, you know, the taxes are just so essential for the running of countries and governments. They're there for infrastructure development. All the public projects are dependent on the taxpayer, literally, forking out their money so we can live. And we've got roads that are pothole-free, although that's not the case right now. We've got far too many potholes.
Yep.
But we rely on SARS. We rely on your dollar, my rand.
Of course.
I hope you heard that. Your dollar and my rand. Or should I say your euro and my rand?
I receive the dollars, Tabi. I receive it for you. For you, I receive it for me. We receive the dollars.
I'll take the euros, thank you.
You'll take the euros?
Actually, I'll take the gold. I'll take the gold standard.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what? You're going on another level there.
I'll take the gold standard, yes.
I tell you what, I know there are a lot of South Africans, and I don't think it's just a South African thing, where people will disagree and say, but no, we don't see where our taxes go, but they do serve. They serve. The roads that we have a beautiful road network in Africa. In South Africa in particular, we have potholes here and there, but for the greater majority of things, guys, our taxes are going to work. So please don't run away from paying your taxes. They do serve a purpose, especially for those less privileged than others. They do actually serve a purpose.
And you can see where your money goes. And I think that is the biggest relief or comfort for any taxpayer, when you can see where your money goes.
Absolutely. African Business coming up next with Tami Ngubeni. From us, the Upsiders. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Take care.